Welcome to the ASTRALX Deep Dive, illuminating your path. I'm Lunaria Celine, your intuitive guide.
And I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist. We bridge celestial wisdom.
Unlock your modern path. Discover guiding starlight insights.
Explore powerful cosmic energies. How do planetary transits shape your story today?
So today we're doing a really specific deep dive, focusing entirely on you if you happen to have that powerful mix of a Scorpio Sun and Sagittarius Rising.
Yes, and we're drawing everything from this one really fascinating source text we've been digging into called The Arrow in the Abyss, a Scorpio-Sagittarius Odyssey.
Right. And our mission here is basically to guide you through that Odyssey. We want to unpack what the text says about celestial influences for 2025.
And decode those really potent archetypes it talks about and pull out the key insights, the, actionable stuff that this text offers, specifically for your energy.
Okay, let's jump right in then. How does this source describe your core self, your inner world, versus how you show up outwardly? It paints quite a picture.
It really does.
Yeah.
So at your core, that Scorpio Sun part, the text calls you the depths diver.
The depths diver.
Okay.
What does that entail?
It depicts this really internal space, almost like a labyrinthine well, full of transformation, psychic sight, and this kind of volcanic truth simmering underneath. It's intense, deep.
An intense inner world, yeah. And how does that connect with the outside world? Because your Sagittarius rising, the source says, makes your outward vibe the cosmic archer.
Exactly. So while Scorpio dives deep, Sagittarius aims outward. The cosmic archer is what people meet first, radiating this. Like audacious freedom, philosophical fire, always shooting arrows towards horizons of meaning.
Boundless seeking.
Totally. Adventurous truth-seeking.
So you put those two together, the depth diver inside and the cosmic archer outside, and the source text gives this combined archetype, the Philosopher-Assassin.
The Philosopher-Assassin. It's quite a name, right?
It definitely makes you pause.
Yeah, but it captures that dynamic this horse describes so well. The scorpionic intensity, that willingness to face the abyss. But then it's propelled outward by that Sagittarian vision, that sense of purpose. It's not just seeing the darkness, it's using it to aim for something more, for truth.
The text talks about it like alchemy almost, like transmuting things.
Precisely. Turning secrets found in the depths into actual wisdom, or transforming trauma maybe into these driving quests, making rebirth feel like a sacred adventure.
And it mentions a powerful gaze.
Yes, a gaze that pierces illusions, sees right through things. And interestingly, it also mentions laughter that shatters prisons.
Laughter that shatters prisons, wow.
Yeah, it speaks to an archetype that sees the truth, however hidden, but also has the Sagittarian freedom and boldness to challenge constraints, maybe even with a kind of liberating, almost wild energy, using the depth to inform the aim.
Okay, so that's the powerful archetype. How does this Philosopher-Assassin energy mesh with what's coming up in 2025? The source seems to think it's a really big year for you.
Oh, absolutely. It frames 2025 as the year that really ignites your firewater axis.
Yeah.
Where Scorpio's deep abyss gets refracted powerfully through that fiery Sagittarian prism.
And the language they use is pretty striking. I saw quantum astrology and something about a celestial launch. What do you think that means in this context?
Well, quantum astrology here seems to suggest the effects are deeper than usual. Maybe shifting things on a really fundamental level, not just surface changes, like altering the building blocks of your reality, potentially.
Nonlinear shifts, maybe?
Possibly, yeah. And celestial launch that frames the year as active, not passive. Like the conditions are perfect to propel you forward, really accelerate your potential. A launchpad year.
Okay, launchpad year. Let's look at the specific launch mechanisms, then the key transits the source highlights for 2025. First up, late in the year, November, December, the Sagittarius stellium.
Yes, that's a big one. A major cluster of planets gathering in your first house, the house of self, identity, appearance, how you come across.
Which planets are involved?
The source lists the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars too, all converging right there, entangling, as the text says, in your identity field.
Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, all focused right on you. Wow. The source calls it a particle accelerator of self-reinvention.
It's a great metaphor, isn't it? Like smashing atoms to create something new. This stellium feels like the universe is just pouring intense energy onto your core identity, potentially speeding up transformation, really amplifying your Sagittarian side.
Amplifying, leading to, as the source puts it, charisma overload.
Totally plausible. With all those personal planets firing up your Sagittarian first house, you could feel incredibly vibrant, confident, persuasive, attractive, energetic all at once. Your natural SAG charm turned up to 11.
Sounds potentially overwhelming but exciting, and there's a physical cue. A somatic anchor.
Yeah, the text suggests feeling heat, specifically in your thighs or maybe your liver, as a sign this SAG fire is really activated internally.
Okay.
And the action it suggests. To embody this acceleration, literally run in place while roaring, "I am my own horizon,"
Roaring.
apparently. A real primal release, embodying that limitless Sagittarian drive to push past boundaries. It's very visceral.
Okay, wow. From that outward fire, let's shift inwards. Saturn in Pisces, in your 4th house. Roots, home, family, ancestry. That feels different.
Very different energy. Saturn brings structure, reality checks, discipline, and Pisces rules those deep, often murky ancestral waters. So Saturn here is trying to bring form to the formless, in a way. The source calls it karmic gravity.
Karmic gravity, that sounds weighty. What are they getting at? How does that relate to those deep family patterns or, stuff we inherit?
It suggests Saturn is pushing you to solidify your foundations by seriously engaging with those deep-seated, maybe ancestral patterns. The source uses some intense phrases here, like, let me see, quantum decoherence dissolving victim narratives.
Okay, let's pause there. Quantum decoherence dissolving victim narratives. What does that actually feel like?
I interpret that as Saturn helping you loosen the grip of old family stories or beliefs that might have kept you feeling powerless or stuck in a victim role. Like those narratives are starting to fall apart, lose their hold, so you can see them clearly instead of being trapped by them.
Right, detaching from them. And the other phrase?
Gravitational collapse forging soul-deep foundations. This suggests that by actually dealing with the weight, the gravity of this past stuff, you're building something incredibly strong and authentic at your core, turning that weight into a solid base.
Okay, so Saturn's helping build a stronger inner and outer home by restructuring the deep roots. And there's a journal prompt for this too.
Yes, very direct. What inherited poison can I alchemize into pilgrimage?
Poison into pilgrimage.
It perfectly captures the task, doesn't it? Taking something difficult, maybe toxic, passed down or from your past, and actively transforming it into fuel for your journey. Something sacred, purposeful, turning the burden into the quest itself.
That's powerful alchemy right there. Okay, shifting again to specific moment. The Scorpio solar eclipse on March 29th, and it's in your 12th house.
Oof. Yeah, 12th house eclipses are always significant. The house of the subconscious, hidden things, spirituality, sometimes our blind spots or self-undoing.
And the source uses some pretty dramatic language. Soul archaeology and a black hole revelation.
Intense, right? Soul archaeology suggests digging really deep into those hidden layers of yourself. And black hole revelation. Well, black holes pull everything in.
Yeah, they consume.
So it suggests this intense process of absorption and transformation within those hidden 12th house realms. And the source says, pointedly, that during this eclipse, buried trauma surfaces as supernova power.
Wow. Not just surfaces, but surfaces as power. Supernova power.
Exactly. Classic Scorpio transformation, amplified by the eclipse in that deep 12th house space. What was hidden, maybe painful, doesn't just get revealed. It potentially erupts with immense energy you can actually use.
So it's unlocking power from the past, not just revisiting it. And there's a specific ritual blueprint.
There is. A dark moonfire ceremony, recommended for March 28th, the night before the eclipse peaks.
What does it involve?
It's quite specific. Burning juniper branches, then scattering the ashes at a crossroads. And while you do that, you chant, "From these shadows, I launch my arrow."
Ah, see, that really brings the two archetypes together, doesn't it? The Scorpio shadows and ashes, the Sagittarian crossroads, and launching the arrow.
Precisely. It's a symbolic act, taking what emerges from the deepest, maybe darkest place, the 12th house eclipse shadows, and consciously using it to direct your future, launching the Sagittarian arrow. Powerful stuff.
Definitely. Okay, and the last major influence the source highlights is a longer-term one. Pluto in Aquarius, moving through your 11th house.
Right. The 11th house governs community, groups, friendships, networks, hopes for the future, collective movements. And Pluto is, well, Pluto. Deep transformation, power dynamics, death, and rebirth.
So Pluto is transforming your relationship with groups and the collective. The source calls it revolutionary tunneling.
Revolutionary tunneling? Yeah. Think of Pluto digging deep, unearthing power and hidden truths. In the 11th, it's like that intense energy is tunneling into your social sphere, your networks.
Connecting you with different kinds of groups.
Potentially radical ones, yeah. Groups driving or undergoing major change. The source actually says Pluto quantum entangles you with radical collectives.
Quantum entangles, like a really deep, maybe non-local connection.
That's the vibe, yeah. Like you're suddenly profoundly interwoven with the purpose of these boundary-pushing maybe revolutionary groups. Not just joining, but deeply linked, energetically.
You might feel this physically.
Apparently. The source mentions potential physical downloads, like tingling fingertips or sparks at the crown chakra, suggesting this collective connection isn't just mental, it's an energetic upgrade you might literally feel.
Wow. Okay, those are some incredibly powerful transformative energies lining up for 2025. And the source text, it doesn't just leave it abstract, right? It connects this diver archer archetype to real examples.
Yeah, it gives some fascinating historical synchronicity, like pointing to Marie Laveau, the voodoo queen.
Ah, okay. How does she fit?
You see the Scorpio mastery of the hidden, the mystical depths, combined with the Sagittarian defiance, using her influence for community liberation. She navigated the abyss and aimed that power outward.
And Annie Oakley, too, the sharpshooter.
Yep. The source highlights her incredible Sagittarian aim, obviously, but pairs it with Scorpio precision. And intriguingly, it suggests she might have turned personal trauma into that legendary marksmanship.
Channeling deep wounds into focused skill.
Exactly. And their legacies, the source notes, boil down to this core idea for the archetype. Truth is both a weapon and a compass. Using deep truth, Scorpio, to guide you, Sagittarius compass, and cut through illusions, Sagittarius weapon.
It also finds echoes in culture, right? Fictional characters.
Yeah, cultural resonance. It draws parallels like Arya Stark's intense focus vengeance, very Scorpio meeting Indiana Jones's adventurous, knowledge-seeking quest total Sagittarius. The text describes this blend as liquid steel in scholar's robes.
Liquid steel in scholar's robes. I like that. Deadly determination meets the questing mind.
Right. And it also mentions Circe's transformative power, her fury even, Scorpio, combined with something like the multiverse exploration in his dark materials, Sagittarius scope.
And even a soundtrack suggestion.
Florence Welch's Seven Devils for that deep, maybe dark intensity, paired with Fleetwood Mac's Gypsy for the free-spirited wandering quest.
That's a cool mix. It really helps paint a picture of this energy playing out.
Definitely. These examples show it's not just astrology jargon. It's a real potent force we see expressed in compelling ways.
And the great thing about the source is it gives you ways to activate this energy, not just understand it. These interactive elements, like an embodiment exercise.
Yes, called the arrow breath. It's designed to physically integrate the diver and archer. The stance is important. You start kneeling like an archer, grounded, focused, Scorpio depth.
Okay.
Then you leap forward, embracing that Sagittarian launch.
And the breath part.
It's specific. Inhale for 4 seconds, visualizing, drawing an arrow of energy up from your pelvic floor, your deep power center.
Right, the root.
All the way up to your third eye. Vision, intuition.
Bringing power up to meet vision. Got it.
Exactly. Then a longer exhale, 8 seconds, and you physically release the arrow through your fingertips while actually yelling, Shanna.
What's Shanna?
The source identifies it as a Sagittarius battle cry. It's meant to be powerful, unapologetic.
A battle cry. Okay, when would you actually do this? Maybe not in the office.
Probably not. The force suggests using it when you feel stuck, trapped by the past, or just stuck in your head overthinking. It's a way to physically break free, gather your power, and really project your intention outwards.
I can see that. And there's also a ritual blueprint for the Sagittarius new moon, December 1st in 2025.
Yes, seems geared towards anchoring that Sagittarian forward momentum for the year ahead, especially after the stellium.
What do you need for it?
Simple, symbolic stuff. A world map, some cinnamon oil, and a hawk feather, that archer imagery again.
Okay, and the steps.
You use the oil and feather to mark 3 places on the map that are calling to you.
Yeah.
Places for pilgrimage, adventure, learning, whatever feels right. Then, carefully, you burn just the edges of the map, symbolizing setting those intentions alight. While doing that, you whisper, "My path is forged in fire and stars."
Fire and stars. Very Sagittarian indeed.
Totally. And the final step is to take those ashes and plant them, maybe with some sage seeds, grounding the big vision, letting it take fruit.
Connecting the global aspiration with the earth. I like that. Okay, so we've got the archetype, the transits, the echoes, the activations. Now, the source looks ahead at potential paths, forecasting your future.
Yeah, it lays out 3 potential timelines for 2025. Not predictions set in stone, more like trajectories that could unfold depending on how you engage these energies, especially the key transits.
Okay, what's the first one?
It's called the Truth Bow Assassin, and the force connects it strongly to activating that Scorpio solar eclipse energy back in March.
The one about buried trauma becoming supernova power.
Exactly. So the trigger here might be exposing some kind of systemic corruption, maybe through investigative work, journalism, or even powerful art. And the manifestation could be something like a documentary you create going viral, or maybe setting up Scorpio SAG whistleblower networks, using that Scorpio depth to find truth and the Sagittarian drive to share it widely.
And the weapon in this modern timeline.
Yeah, the source says, memes sharper than swords.
Huh. Okay, that definitely captures the digital age truth-telling vibe.
Right. Piercing insights with broad reach.
What's the second timeline?
The ancestral pilgrim. This one ties into mastering that Saturn in the 4th house transit, the karmic gravity stuff.
Dealing with the roots, so the trigger might be
A literal journey to ancestral lands, maybe. Or a deep dive into family history aimed at healing those generational patterns, the inherited poison.
And how does that manifest outwardly?
Maybe writing a book. The source suggests something like the Trauma Cartographer's Guide, sharing your insights from navigating those depths. Or perhaps leading shadow work journeys for others. The alchemy here is described as turning graveyards into launch pads.
Taking that heavy past and making it the fuel for takeoff. Wow.
Yeah, reclaiming power from the pain, basically.
And the third timeline?
The stellium prophet. This one links to that intense Sagittarius stellium ignition late in the year.
The charisma overload and particle accelerator.
The trigger here could be creating some kind of platform, a viral philosophy channel, maybe, or a podcast that merges that Scorpio occult depth with Sagittarian cosmic humor and perspective.
Like serious insights delivered with a bit of flair.
Exactly. The source playfully suggests it could manifest as the Philosopher-Assassin podcast, where, and I love this description, Derrida meets John Wick.
Okay, deep philosophy meets intense action. I get it.
Perfect blend, right? The source does note a potential challenge here, though. Attracting negative attention from authority because you're speaking powerful truths.
Ah, the downside of being prophetic.
But it also suggests you can tap into Sagittarius's natural ruler, Jupiter wisdom, law, using SAG's inherent legal sense or broad perspective to handle it.
Good to know there are tools for the pushback. Okay, these timelines really illustrate the potential. So how does the source wrap all this up for 2025? There's a mantra.
Yes, a core mantra for the year, something to hold on to. I dive deep to aim true. My wounds are my quiver. My vision is the arrow. I transmute graves into galaxies.
That really pulls it all together. The diver, the archer, the transformation. Using everything, even the wounds, as your power source.
It really does. It's the integration.
Yeah.
And the year's invitation is just as direct. Knock your truth, Philosopher-Assassin.
It's a call to action.
Absolutely. It urges you to weaponize your Scorpio depths, as it says. Using Sagittarius's unapologetic aim, let the inner diver retrieve the buried power, the insights.
And let the outer archer fire it toward liberating horizons.
This is your year, the source emphasizes, to turn that poison into prophecy and trauma into a transcendent trajectory. Wield your truth, boldly.
A powerful message. And as we wrap up our deep dive into the arrow and the abyss, the source leaves us with one final thought, a short poem for you to reflect on.
Yeah, it goes. Scorpio's venom holds the cure. Sagittarius's arrow finds the fisher. You grand alchemist of the abyss, turn prisons into pilgrimage, turn prisons into pilgrimage. Or other sea chains, turn prisons into pilgrimage. You feel the bowstrings kiss.
As our cosmic journey concludes,
Dive deeper into your unique path.
request your email audio reading now.
Find the link in the description below.
Explore episode resources and links. All details are waiting for you there.
Ignite. Think. Become.
Subscribe for Starlight Insights.
Thank you for joining us.